They do say never judge a book by its cover. Well, here are 11 frightening animals that may seem threatening, but are in fact surprisingly safe. Number 11. The Giant African Millipede. The Giant African Millipede can grow up to 15 inches long, 4 inches wide, and have over 200 legs that look like something straight out of a horror movie. While you might not want to find one lurking in your house, this enormous insect is nothing more than a gentle giant. The body is made up of multiple segments with 4 legs in each section, and an adult millipede can have as many as 40 segments. Giant African millipedes are native to rainforests in Western Africa and are detritivores, meaning they feed on dead and decaying matter. These millipedes don't have many options to defend themselves against predators like birds, small mammals, and frogs. Their primary defense mechanism is to curl up into a ball. Their exoskeleton acts as an armor that can keep them from being carried away. Their second line of defense is to emit repugnatorial fluid from various body segments, which gives off an unappealing odor and taste to predators. Number 10. The Thorny Dragon. The Thorny Dragon, also known as the Thorny Devil, is a small, unique Australian reptile covered in spikes. Its pointy spikes and strange shaky movements give it a threatening appearance. In reality, thorny dragons are passive predators who only eat ants. Instead of actively hunting their prey, they sit and wait until an ant colony passes by and reach out to eat them with their long tongue. They can eat thousands of ants per day despite their small bodies. One of the most interesting things about the Thorny Devil is how they drink water. They have the ability to absorb water from any part of their body and transport it to their mouth. With numerous defense mechanisms to keep them from becoming victim to a predator themselves, this includes inflating their chest to appear larger and changing color. Their strangest way to defend themselves is by using their false head, a small head-like knob between their shoulders. When they are threatened, they can tuck their real head in between their forelegs. This small reptile's completely harmless and even timid around humans. Number 9. The Garial. Garials are a type of Asian crocodile found only in Nepal and India. In the past, they were found in all of the major rivers of the Indian subcontinent, but due to river pollution and hunting, their numbers have declined drastically. It's estimated that less than 300 Garial exist today. Marked by their long, thin snouts, they can grow up to 15 feet long and weigh 2,000 pounds. Their strangely shaped snout contains sensory cells that allow them to detect vibrations in the water. By whipping their head back and forth, they zone in on their prey, then grab them with their snout, which has over 100 teeth. In their habitats, they are dominant and skilled predators, unless they are sharing their territory with saltwater crocodiles. The only real threat it faces is being hunted by humans for food or leather. Although they're skilled predators, their snouts are too thin to bite larger prey, making them harmless to humans. Number 8. The Atlantic Wolffish. The Atlantic wolffish gets its name from its long, sharp teeth. What makes it even more intimidating is that it has 3 more sets of teeth on the roof of its mouth, used for crushing the shells of its prey, which include crustaceans, sea urchins, and mollusks. They can be up to 39 inches long and are found in the northern Atlantic Ocean. Preferring to live in very frigid waters, it lives at depths of 250 to 400 feet, and in order to survive the cold, it has an anti-freezing component in its blood. When it comes to catching prey, they're extremely vicious. It's a key element in controlling sea urchin and green crab populations in northern Atlantic waters. But when it comes to humans, it's a harmless and passive animal. If anything, humans are more harmful to the Atlantic wolffish than it is to us, as we've played a major role in their declining population. Number 7. The Ayah. The glowing, intense eyes and the fearlessness of the Ayah are usually what scare people away. Although they look like large rodents, they're actually part of the primate family and more closely related to chimpanzees, apes, and humans. They're found only on the island of Madagascar, where they're considered to be a bad omen or an omen of death. It's said that if an Ayah is spotted in a village, one of the villagers will die. Although known to be around humans without fear, they're completely harmless, spending most of their time in the trees searching for fruit and larvae and sleeping. They find larvae by tapping on trees with their elongated middle finger and create a hole to dig the larvae out. They're solitary animals that sleep in tree nests during the day. They mark their large territories with scent, but their territories often overlap, and there's evidence that they will share territory outside of mating season. Number 6. The Baskin Shark. The Baskin Shark is the second largest fish in the world, second only to the whale shark. It can grow up to 30 feet in size, and its dorsal and pectoral fins can grow as long as 6 feet. It has a cone-shaped head and a gaping mouth that can open as wide as 3 feet across. They're found in waters all over the world, both cold and warm, and are known to enjoy swimming close to shore to bask in the sun. While its huge mouth and enormous size can be intimidating, its main source of food is zooplankton. It filters plankton from the water by using gill rakers, which take in the plankton and push out excess water through the gills. This peaceful fish doesn't have any sharp teeth or the ability to feed on larger animals, making it harmless to humans. Number 5. The Camel Spider. Camel spiders, which are a type of arachnid but not actually a spider, began to get a bad reputation during the Iraq War of 2003. Rumors spread that they could grow to be half the size of a fully grown adult and run just as fast. Terrifying pictures of giant spiders circled the internet. Rumors spread that they feast on camel augurs and snack on sleeping soldiers. In reality, they only grow up to 6 inches and about 2 ounces in weight. They have 2 claws that come to a point at the top of their bodies that they use to catch prey such as small birds, insects, lizards, and rodents. Their claws can make up to 1/3 of their body. With speeds of about 10 miles per hour, it's true that they can run fast compared to other arachnids, but with their small size, it's much less threatening. While they can bite humans, they only tend to bite when they're provoked, and their bite is completely harmless and non-venomous. Number 4. The Manta Ray. Manta rays often get a bad reputation because they look similar to stingrays, but there exist some important differences between the two. First, manta rays have a much longer lifespan and are much larger than stingrays. They can live to be up to 100 years old, and there's been reports of manta rays with wingspans measuring up to 27 feet. Manta rays are one of the most curious creatures of the ocean, and scientists still have a lot to learn about their behavior and intelligence. They're known to have the largest brains of all marine fish. Divers say that manta rays swim peacefully around them with curiosity, and that when they're around these creatures, they feel as if they're the one being observed. They feed on zooplankton and are not aggressive predators. The most important difference between manta rays and stingrays is that manta rays don't have a stinger or teeth and therefore cannot harm humans. Number 3. The Goliath bird eater. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the Goliath bird eater is the largest spider in the world in terms of body size. Its leg span can grow up to 30 centimeters and weigh 6 ounces, which is about the size of a small puppy, while its giant fangs and intimidating furry body make it seem like a threat. It's actually a shy and passive animal that wants nothing to do with humans. In order to defend itself, the spider rubs its hind legs on its abdomen to release tiny, irritating hairs. In order to hunt, it uses its 3/4-inch fangs to inject venom into its prey, which consists mainly of earthworms. Despite this, its venom isn't deadly to humans, and Goliath bird eaters pose no threats. Number 2. The milk snake. The milk snake is feared because it looks almost identical to the dangerous and highly venomous coral and copperhead snake, and that's no accident. Whilst being harmless and non-venomous, its greatest defense mechanism is its ability to look like other poisonous snakes. Milk snakes are brightly colored, measure between 14 and 69 inches long, and are found throughout North, Central, and South America. Their alternating bands of color only slightly differ from their venomous cousins. The main difference between copperhead and milk snakes is the shape of their reddish splotches. Milk snakes snake splotches are thick and rounded, while a copperhead's are hourglass shaped. To tell the difference between the two, look at the coloring. While coral snakes have red and yellow bands next to each other, milk snakes have red and black bands. So next time you see a milk snake, fear not. They're passive snakes, often kept as pets. Number 1. The tailless whip scorpion. The tailless whip scorpion has the appearance of being a cross between a spider and a scorpion. And while they're part of the arachnid family, they're actually neither. With 8 legs, 2 of which serve as sensory organs and 6 of which are used for walking, they can grow from 25 to 85 millimeters in length. They're passive predators that mostly feed on insects. They sense nearby prey with their sensory organs and wait for the opportune moment to strike. While they look similar to scorpions and spiders, they have neither a scorpion's sting nor a spider's bite. They're very shy creatures that are difficult to find, often hiding or scurrying away at the first sign of a human.
Realizing the situation, observers on the boat above opened the cage's escape hatch to provide an escape route for the creature. Chan, on the other hand, dived down and slipped out of the bottom of the cage to escape. However, he discovered 2 other sharks swimming close by beneath him. Not wanting to become prey to the pair, he quickly swam back up,